Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.
What sandals can I wear with Hallux Rigidus? Well, that's a great question, and that's what we're talking about today on the Doc on the Run podcast. Okay, when you have Hallux Rigidus, you have a problem. The big toe joint does not want to move. So when you look at the foot, and we're looking at the big toe joint, what you really have is a problem where this joint, the first metatarsal phalangeal joint, is getting stiff. So you have two bones in the toes and you have the metatarsal. You have some little bones called sesamoids sitting underneath here. But in short, it gets stiff and it doesn't want to move up as much. So if you're trying to wear shoes that don't irritate the joint and make it worse, you don't want to bend the joint. So in theory, you're impinging the joint. This bone is hitting against this bone and it's moving and jamming. So the less you move it, the less it's going to get bothered. In fact, if you wear really stiff shoes that don't bend at all, you can go a long time without any more damage to the joint. But the more you move it and jam it and impinge the cartilage, crush the cartilage, damage the bone underneath the cartilage, the more trouble you're going to get over time. So how can you do that? Well, one simple strategy. Now, if you have really thin shoes that have no sole at all that's cushioning you, well, if you have minimalist shoes or something like that, well, this has to bend, right? So in order for you to walk, this has to bend right here. However, if you put a sole on there, like let's say to exaggerate it, we make some clogs. And the curvature is right underneath the toes. So what happens when you walk? Well, when you walk, your heel comes up off the ground, this rolls, right? You just roll right across the shoe. You don't bend your foot at all. So if you're looking for sandals and you get some that are really thin and flexible, then if you look at your toe when you're walking, you're going to see it move. So if you get some shoes that actually have a steep curvature, a rocker, and they're very, very stiff, they're made of wood or plastic or some super rigid material, and this doesn't bend at all underneath you, and it's curved, you don't have to bend the toes. The shoe rolls underneath you as you walk, and that can provide a huge amount of relief for Hallux Rigidus. So try to think about the shoes that are stiff and curved when you go looking for sandals. And the thinner they are and the flatter they are, the more they're going to bend underneath you. So try this and see if it may help. Now the other side of that is that if they are truly wood, you want to make sure there's some kind of cushioning and padding under there, or your foot might get aggravated because it's just too hard. That's particularly true if you have something like sesamoiditis associated with the Hallux Rigidus. But if it's really just an issue of stiffness in the big toe joint, this might be going a long way to getting you through the summer in sandals that are not only fashionable, but a lot more comfortable. Now, if you like this episode, please like it, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next training.
Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.